Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome. Witaj. How do you say welcome in Ukrainian?
We can say. I'm sorry, all Ukrainians who are watching it. I'm sorry. No, it's not. I don't know. Вітаємо.
Вітаємо.
Вітаємо у нас.
Вітаємо у нас.
We are
Witaj.
welcome in our house video.
Okay.
So, today we're gonna talk about really cool topic. What is it?
I don't know, what is the topic? What are we doing actually?
Like, come on, we can go sleep or we eat. Are you hungry?
I'm gonna sleep on It's very cold here in Poland, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's -4 Celsius. And yeah, it's quite chilly, but we're doing alright, we're alive.
You know, compared to Ukraine and Russia, here it's really, really warm.
Absolutely. I've never been to Ukraine or Russia, but I couldn't
when I was at school, it was like -20, and we went to school and everything was okay. Like, you know, like -15, it was like normal. So believe me, you are in a really warm country.
Wow.
In Russia, you can imagine -30, -40, 45.
Oh my goodness.
So believe it, you're really, really in a comfortable country.
I'll try to translate some of this to Fahrenheit for American viewers because Fahrenheit is a very different measurement.
Okay.
Yeah, we use a different measurement for temperatures.
What is it?
We use Fahrenheit. So for example, 0 Celsius is 32 Fahrenheit. So freezing is 32. And then in Celsius, boiling is at, so it's at 100, I think.
To you.
I can't remember actually now. Boiling? Water boils at 100? No. No, that's
Sorry,
not right.
I'm after 2 exams, I'm dying.
I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, different
We are
measurements.
going to
Let's talk about
friendship.
Ta-ta!
Yeah. So. Are you my friend?
Yes. Are you my friend?
Yes. Come on.
My heart is so happy.
Do you have it too? I just love it. This is girl. Okay, so we gonna speak about friendship. So let's define what is it friendship for us. You can define for yourself and to see what we are going to talk about it. So, Holly, what is it for you? Why I'm for you? And you're for me? Okay, so.
Well, I'll start off with quoting somebody who's a lot wiser than me. And I might not fully get it right, but at my last university, we had to read, I think it was Nicomachean Ethics by Aristotle. And he talks about how there's like 3 different types of friendship.
Mm-hmm.
And so his first type is like a friendship for like pleasure, and so like kind of like friends that like maybe you have something in common and you like talking about it, whether it's like a certain movie that you guys like to talk about, or I don't know, a hobby or a sport, like something, so like a friendship for pleasure. And then after that there's like a friendship for utility. So these are like the people that you are friends with and you maybe work together, or like you work on different things together, but it doesn't go much deeper than that. It's primarily like if you didn't have that thing bringing you guys together to work, or then you probably wouldn't be around that person. And then there's a friendship of virtue, which is like the deepest level of friendship that he defines, which is a person that you're close with and you want to see them become the best version of themselves and become the most virtuous that they can be. And you also, at the same time, you want that in return from them encouraging you to be more virtuous and them encouraging you to be a better person. So it's like a reciprocal like friendship where you have like, you know, both ends making each other better people. And I really like that like compartmentalization of the different types of friendships, because I think after learning that, it helped me kind of think about the people who are in my life and think about like, okay, like, you know, would I be friends with this person if we didn't have work together? Or would I be friends with this person if we didn't have the same interest? And like, would I be friends with this person if they didn't encourage me to be a better person? And kind of go through those friendships, and that I think that helped me more thoughtfully choose the people who are closer to me. and people that I want closest to me, and we need all three of those in our lives, because it's not like that we just like will completely like not work, and it's not like we just completely won't have any hobbies or interests, and it's like also at the same time like we want to choose virtue, and we do need others around us who encourage us in that. So yeah, I like stole somebody else's definition of friendship. Aristotle.
Yeah, when you started to talk about it, I'm just remember my thought that in English language they are word friendship, friends, but for example in Ukraine language they are like several words. For example, знайомий, this person that I know, but I'm not in a deep relationship. So this is like one circle. Another circle it would be like приятель, like more like friend. І like така найкраща подруга is like best friend. So they are like even in the word you can feel like
there's a
how close you are to this person. So for me it was like sometimes, for example, some people ask like you have so many friends. I'm just thinking that for me it will be easier to say like знайома, like the person that I know. But in English language they are no actually I don't know, maybe you know, maybe you will say me something interesting in you, like how I could describe the person that I know. I'm not in a deep relationship, but I actually know like several information about it. And it's about what you say. For me friendship, I'm sorry, I'm not reading as much books as Holly about
You said you read the same book.
like about philosophy, like I pass it.
Oh God, you were smart. You were smart.
You will see it after. Okay. Access my smart after my life. Yeah. So for me, friendship it's a process. It's a process of being with someone, of inspiring from someone and giving my energy to someone too, you know. It's like transmission about me and another person, and it's not about that someone is in a higher position, but for me friendship is really about partners. It's why for myself it's hard to say this. For example, with my mom, she's my friend because also she's my mom, so it's a little bit higher. But like friendship is for me about partnership, about helping. It's what like happening with us in several situations. In the first time I saw that wow, Americans are telling always so nice news. Are they having like troubles? Like maybe they are like some problems, because in my head, like usually with friends we are sharing here like the hardest things. Usually we are not saying that we are winners of something. It's like totally another mentality, and it's really changed, because you're usually saying, oh, how bad the life is, politicians, like family, but in addition to this you're giving your hard emotion away. So like the persons know the truth that is inside you. But also another thing is that like when you're thinking about like good things, many people can think that, I don't know, that you are thinking that you are better from them. It's mostly negative aspects. It's why I'm thinking that in the first day we're just like wow, you're not telling a lot about your problems, so now. And I'm thinking that friendship is about being happy, about winners of another person, and like really help like in the hard things, and not just be, oh, I'm sorry, but in the moment that I know that I could help, I'm just doing it. It's just like for a close member of my soul. I'm just thinking that, yeah, I hope that everyone who is watching us, just even one time in their life, experienced it, like such transfer.
It's hard to find good friends, and it's hard to have people who like you're saying, like that you want to see into your soul, and that, you know, like, because it's always like vulnerable to be friends with people, and it's kind of scary to be friends with people in some ways. But it's so beautiful that when you can open up to people and you see that you're loved and respected in that. I think it helps encourage us and make us better people, because we feel like there's like less to fear out in the world too.
For sure. No, like also friendship is a risk.
It is. There's a risk involved.
For example, when I started friendship with you, I just came and in my head, like we just talked about it, and I just came to him and said, I wanna be a friend with Holly. It was like my really decision, like really aware decision. I want that she was my friend. I really wanted it. And you know, I'm not sure that they remember it, but we had some talks that I came and said that I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like, maybe.
I appreciated your forwardness of like wanting like, but it was like so sweet too, because like you would come to my room and you would be like, okay, there was like, well, this was like the cutest moment ever. So I was like at home and it was maybe like 10 p.m. and I get like a phone call from Julia, and she's like, hey girl, and she's like, what are you doing, or something like that. And I was like, hi. And then you're like, can you open the door for me? And I'm in my pajamas and I go and open the door and she has a snowball. And she's like, it's snowing! And it was like so cute and like so sweet, and I was like so happy to have some snow, and then I kept the snow in my room for like a couple hours till it melted. But just like that, being able to share like that pure joy with people too is like such a beautiful thing, because that was you being vulnerable, because I could have just like shut the door in your face, which would have been really mean of me. But like, you know, but yeah, no, like that was like, those were like really sweet moments. And in friendship, it is a conscious decision, because we do choose how we use our time, even though sometimes it might not feel like we choose how we use our time, but we do consciously get to choose. And if we're not feeling that we're consciously doing it, we do have an opportunity to reflect on it and be like, who do I want to spend time with?
Yeah, for sure. I have a question. How do you know that your friends are good friends? Do you have a lot of friends? Like friends?
No, that's a good question.
This is your question. So the truth is, Holly.
But I wrote it thinking that I would ask you it, and then we would discuss. But no, I'm having to think of that. But I think it's interesting, especially having moved a lot and having to make friends like several times. I know you've experienced the same thing. When you go to different schools and different places, you have to work at making friends, and it is work. It is hard work. And I've noticed that sometimes because I moved so much, I will want to just have any friend that is like around me, because I feel like if I don't have like the approval of just like anyone that's around me, that I'll end up friendless, and that's like a fear of mine. And so I think as I've gotten older, it's like helped me see like, okay, like no, that isn't like a fear. Like it is really good to like just be myself and to pick friends as wisely as I can, and like discern that. But I've noticed a big difference in the friends who are encouraging and the friends who inspire me. Like I love having good friends that like inspire me, like you inspire me, Julia, like, you know, and like that's a good friendship, when you spend time with someone and you feel inspired to like, you know, to just be a better person, to work harder, to love the people around you better. Like those are the kind of people that like are good friends. But when you're feeling that your friends don't accept you and feeling that they don't want to be around you, those are probably not the best friends, because that's a big part of friendship. It's like you're saying like, I like you and I want to hang out with you. And it has to be like on both ends. Like you don't want friends who don't like you, because they're not going to look out for your good, and they're not going to look out for what's best for you. And I think that's a big indicator. And also if friends are leading you to decisions that you don't want to make too, and like pressuring you into different things. That's not wise friendships, because it's making you less of who you are rather than more of who you are and who you're made to be. So.
I don't know. The person that we are choosing, as we said before, the friendship we are choosing, we are doing it consciously or unconsciously, so it's a fact. But like friendship in the goal, it's something good and we are sharing this good. So in the end, both of us, like for example, I have apple, you have an apple, and we're switching it, and after like we have not one apple but 2 apples. So in this end we have 4 apples. 4 apples of good, because our ideas, our time, so it's like giving it this good. But you know, like in my experience, I have a really big problem with the friends, and I remember I traveled a lot as you do, but I travel a lot in different countries. It's a little bit
That's different. A little bit different than the 15 states.
Yeah, I think so, because like maybe the people who like never been in Europe, they are different mentality, a really big difference, a different mentality processing of the different people. So for example, perceiving Polish person in Ukraine, they are totally different compared to, for example, Italy or German. So for example, like usually Ukrainians think about Polish people as the good people, as the people who are, you know, helping and who are smart or stuff like that. So Germans could think about people who are really bad, who are like don't like to work and stuff like that, and who don't like respect the law. So you know, it's like the same nation, and I feel this difference. And I remember this, like also when I was 10, like this war started in Ukraine, so it totally changed my personality for sure. And after it, when I come back to Ukraine after all this traveling, I felt that I'm a different person. And when my whole classes, like when they were 13, 14, 15, I just felt that I have different interests, different emotions. When they are, that they were interested about, I don't know, nails, colors, and stuff like that, I was interested with happening in the border of Ukraine. So it was like totally different. And I have a problem, because I remember when I came to my mom and just started crying. Why I don't have friends? Why I'm so alone? Why I'm so bad, or what I'm doing, like what I can do? Because maybe, as you see, I like to communicate. I'm not like person who is like without a word. I remember how hard to me it was. So many classes. You know, I have 5 or 6 classes. So I just remember my mom's words, Julia, believe me, in the university years you will feel much better. And it's true. I came here when I was 16, 17, and you know what, I'm interested that here I already get the people that I could like have some fun. And fun in the level that isn't boring for me and for them too. So you know, like, this friendship is like, it's really hard, but important, and it necessarily needs to leave even hard moments and harmful feeling that, you know, it's like another fight.
Oh, that's true. I think one of the most like going off what you just said, one of the most powerful moments I had with a friend was there was a situation and one of us had been really hurt, and it hadn't been communicated, and it kind of spontaneously came up in a conversation, and it was really beautiful. There was like a moment of seeing, like both of us seeing the pain of it, and we both cried, and there was forgiveness, and it was such a beautiful moment because it wasn't a moment of pointing fingers, and it wasn't a moment of being angry, and it wasn't a moment of saying there's so much pain here that this can't move on, but it was a moment of forgiveness and a moment of we value each other's friendship so much that we're going to acknowledge this pain and we see the hurt here, but we're going to say, okay, we're going to leave it in the past and we're gonna continue working on our friendship because that's what's more important than allowing this pain to continue. And that was it was just a really powerful, beautiful moment because like I was a struggle with friends growing up. I had to go to mandatory friendship group meetings at schools because
I didn't have stuff like that. Sorry, Europe.
I would have to like go to separate classes where they would like try to teach me how to make friends, and that made me probably like want to push myself even further away from people, I think. And I decided at one point that I was gonna not have friends. I was like, why make friends if it's too painful? Leave them. Like, there's no point in having friends. But I realized how wrong that thought was because it's these deep, powerful moments that with friends that like, yeah, even if we know that we're going to leave each other, that we know that we're going to make each other better in the time that we have together, and that will make us into just a completely different human being than we could have been if we just decided not to have friends.
Like I'm going right now planning to go to Belgium for 1 year, and I understand that in 1 year everything can change and Holly could move somewhere else, and even that we are ending like the next year our 3rd year, so only God knows what we'll do after bachelor degree. And you know, in that moment, analyzing the last year, like my last year, you can say like why you're making a friendship with someone that for sure you will in a quick or longer time you will like say like goodbye. Mm-hmm. But the moment is it to take this risk and to live in that moment, to use this opportunity to be with someone. You know, I'm sure that as you said me a few days before, that this opportunity that I get only for this moment. Mm-hmm. And I think that friendship is the same. We never know how people will live after. Will their ideas of the life will be like common or different than you have? You never know it. But you have this time, you have this person in that moment. So my advice is just use try. And bad, good, try.
Live in the moment.
yeah, because you know, never know when we are going to die or change. So like why not to risk? Like, you know, I'm sure that analyzing our friendship with like friends like more than a year. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but I'm thinking that we changed so much.
Yeah,
I'm just feeling it, and you know.
But I think also that's a part of like friendship. Like we're constantly changing each other too, and that's like a good thing. That's a good thing because we should be making each other better people, and we should be like seeing our friends when we see it. Then we can actually have a cool way to speak into their lives, and they have a cool way to speak into our lives and say what they've seen us change in, whether it's for better or for worse. But it helps us see more clearly.
Yeah, but you know, it's really important to make a clear decision who you would like to be a friend, because in that moment you're choosing probably how you will change.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it's the same, I'm thinking it's the same, it's about partner, romantic partner. When you're choosing like your partner, you're making decision in which side you will move more. Yeah. I will say about my family experience. Like, so one really important person for me, she made a decision to marry another man, and you know, this woman, she's like really creative, but not so, how to say that? She's making decision, but she is not so quickly as her partner is. Mm-hmm. And this man is really, you know, have many work, so ideas and hard working. So in that moment, she is like her life is showing that she's moving more in his like in his timing, in his processing. In that moment, she's more leader, more like. You are taking these things, and it's really important to have this conscience that I want to be more like this person. Mm-hmm. And I really advise you to be aware about it. Yeah. Like, it's the same when you're choosing the company they are drinking. Would you like it or not? More or less, you're with it. You are agree with it. So are you? Are you for sure?
It's good stuff. No, but those truly are the things to ponder. Like in English, like we have the saying of like, show me your 5 closest friends. But you can also like put into like, you know, your work or who are the 5 people that you spend most of your time with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the saying is like, who are your 5 closest friends, and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
And it is true that the 5 people that we have closest to us, they really affect us and change us, which could be for better or for worse. So.
Yeah, I don't know, motivate ideas, like even the most important things. I don't know how you are thinking about it, romantic things, but in my opinion, the best partner for the life is the friend. And it's like the same, you never know what will happen after, and like this person could be like, this is a great option, someone's grow up to another thing, and you know, and it's so important to see this value and to be happy that in this year you have this person near you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure to talk about friendship with you.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It's quite good. Quite good.
Quite good. Well, thank you. That's not conclusive. Well, thank you. But we will see you next time for our next video, which we don't know what it'll be yet. So stay tuned.
Yeah, like hearts. And 1, 2, 3, oh, hearts. With love from Lublin.
That was awkward.
Sorry, you loved it.
No, that was fine.